right, everybody. Grant Hubbard here, Tim Crouch with another Gutter Growth podcast. Hey, don't forget to go like and subscribe. That's really important to us. And we're trying to get some more subscribers. So help us out. Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Pretty good, man. How you doing today?
Man, just got off work. So another good day in the books. And I'm here with you. And we're going to talk today, um, basically about branding and like how people feel about their branding and if they feel they need to step it up. And branding is so much other than just like on your business card or your invoice. It's on your truck, it could be on your trailers, it's going to be on your hat,
Now your
on your
Employees Act.
everything. What did you guys have over there?
As far as what?
Like what was like let's start off with like clothing, like the attire. You gave your guys some shirts and hats, I assume, or just shirts or
Just shirts. If I
Mhm.
did rubber, I do the hats too. But no, I had those long sleeve shirts. Most of them, the guys like the long sleeve shirts with like
Yeah.
that. What is that material? It's like
It's
that
like
stays
it's like an
dry.
athletic material, but it's usually SPF, right? So it's got a little
Yep.
sun blocker built in.
Yep. So they like that. I had both options. I had short sleeve and long sleeve, but they all pretty much went with the long sleeve.
I think as time has went on, the installers have realized back in the day, everybody wanted their shirts off. They wanted to get sun, and now we understand like that's a great way to get skin cancer. It's like everybody's telling you to leave the shirts on, and um, the longer sleeves, you know, even though those athletic ones wick the water a little bit more, they're going to keep you cooler once they're wet, right? You get that little bit of a wind, and it's much different story when you're wearing cotton and it's just stuck to you, and you're like, you know.
I don't think they had that material like 10, 15 years ago. It's
No,
not
they
that.
didn't. And we were
No.
stuck wearing cotton forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the worst.
I still kind of like cotton personally. I don't really like the nylon thing, but I don't know.
And I got some
I
guys
think
that
it's
feel the
good though.
same.
Most of the guys like it and it keeps you dry.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't do the hats, and I've been on and off with hats for many years because the hats are cool. They keep the sun off your face, but then they just get dirty. Like it doesn't matter what hat you're wearing. Once it gets that sweat line, and if you got a brand new crispy hat and you're wearing it every day and staying crispy, like you're obviously not working hard enough. Or
You
you're
know
not
what'd
in a
be good?
state.
Those ones that they could wash are good. Like the ones that cover their ears.
The sombrero, more some like
Yeah.
either fishing style or the actual like sombrero
Yeah,
kind.
those
Yeah,
might look cool to brand.
we do that here at the location. Kip gets those, and they put the Big Brothers Gutters logo on them, and the guys love those things. They
Yep.
go wild for them for sure. So
You
that'll
get the
be.
straw ones or you get the cotton one? Yeah, the
I
straw.
mean, I always wear the cotton one, but I do have a straw one. Like the one that's not all sweated because I hop out the air conditioning truck and I put it on, walk around for 10 or 15 minutes, and then hang it back up in my truck. But yeah, we have some actual like sombrero straw ones.
Yeah,
They're
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. How
It
much
is.
those cost to make? Do you know?
I'd say they're probably around 35, $40. Like by the time it's all said and done, and it's sitting on the desk ready to hand out, you know.
Those
Um,
might be the better buy. That might last longer.
I agree. Now, depending on which one you buy and how much the guys wear them, those straw ones, they do start to disintegrate a little bit after 2, 3, 4, 5 months when you're putting your hands on it, pulling it off all the time. Like I've noticed that, you're holding the gutter and you're maybe going through trees or bushes or something, it just rips. Once they get a little, like anything, I mean, I would say uniforms are meant to be gotten dirty and need to be replaced fairly often if you're trying to keep like a really nice image. Over here, we give out 5 new shirts every 6 months. And then, of course, if you need one, in between or something, I hand them out. But it's basically
Yeah.
5 new shirts to each employee. Now, we provide pants too, though.
Do you?
Yeah. So I have a really nice, lightweight Carhartt pant that has pockets and stuff that the guys really like. So we've tried a whole bunch of different kind, but these ones have been pretty good with, a lot of the guys like to hang from the roof. So they're sliding across the roof. Any kind of pant you got on while you're sliding across the roof is just going to get eaten up, basically. Same
Do
as
any of them wear shorts or just strictly pants?
some of them wear shorts. I was always a short guy, but I wore like socks that pulled all the way up to my thighs because similarly, I tell people all the time, like I hate getting my blood drawn. And I got all these tattoos. And I'm like, all these tattoos are half finished. I hate, like, there's something about my body, my nervous system that feels pain like so quickly. So I'm a little bit like, when it comes to the heat, I don't like my bare leg touching shingles or 140-degree tiles or anything. So I always used to just wear shorts and then just like knee-high socks or like a workout, like whatever. Like, I mean, nowadays they call them yoga pants. Back then they just had like men's workout fitness tights or whatever. I'd
Yeah.
wear those too, mainly for work under
Yeah.
my
I wear
shorts.
those in the wintertime.
Too damn hot to be wearing pants all summer, personally, for me.
Yeah.
But I always definitely, touching on another subject, I always kept multiple pairs of clothes in my truck for the rain day, socks, I mean, underwear, shoes, and definitely in the summer, like me and Corey, we used to bring like 3, 4, 5 shirts to work every day because I don't like being nasty. By the time 9:30,
Same
I'm
way.
already covered in sweat and the humidity. I'm popping that thing off, laying it on the hood of the truck. It's going to dry up, and I'm just throwing a freshie on. We were still fresh all the time. We could take lunch at like noon or 1. You wouldn't even know we had been out to work, and I probably already
Speaking
did
of
like 3, 4,
speaking
500
of
pieces.
uniforms, you want all your branding to be uniform. You want to
Yeah,
be telling the same story over and over and over again. Like, so, whatever logo you have on your shirts, you should have that on everything. It should be on your invoices, your box trucks, clear across the board. You want to be sending that same image and that same look.
this podcast is sponsored by One Gutter Guard, the premium gutter guard that delivers the highest performance, quality, and value to your customers. From its different mesh filters to its unibody construction, One Gutter Guard can be the difference maker in your business. Are you interested in becoming part of the exclusive dealer network? Contact them today at onegutterguard.com or just give them a call. Now back to our show. Yeah, and what is that? I mean, what is that? I mean, this might be a little deep, but what are we trying to convey in that branding to the customer? Like, what for you as a business owner? Let's say now, let's throw it out here. Lighted up designs. I mean, we're working on that. It's going to be rolled out. This is a permanent landscaping lighting company that we have out in Florida. And that logo that you put together was amazing. What are you trying to convey there, Tim?
So I always go for like quality. So I like my brands to speak of like high quality. I wanted to have an elegant look. Imaging is everything, and there's so many visual people. So that's really the first thing you want to nail is that logo. And I think a lot of times people get in the way, like they'll hire a graphic designer and they'll kind of get in the way of the graphic designer and they'll hit with too many ideas. And now the graphic designer is getting rid of his creativity to try to please you with a couple of your ideas. And so I've always came up with some pretty good logos. I think I have fire logos.
Yeah,
I
I
several
love it.
companies. I mean, the logos are always fire.
Yeah, the logo's got to be fire. What you said, right? What you're trying to convey, that um lighted up designs logo. When you told me about that, and then you're like, "Look, we're gonna do this thing right away," right? You didn't have to tell me nothing else. Like, imagine if I was the customer, not a partner. I
Yeah.
was the logo. I'm like, I'm in. Okay, cool. Same thing with gutter growth, right? I was like, the 2 G's that are behind you, elegance. What else is in there? Like,
So what I usually do when I hire one, like a designer, because I don't know, I've not necessarily used the same designer every time. So it's not like I knew you know what I mean? It's not like I knew I was going to get the same good quality, but I did, I chose them based off their reviews. But the one thing I did was I didn't get in their way. So I told
right.
them like what the company was, what I'm trying to do. And I usually buy the package that they're going to give me 4 or 5 options.
Okay.
And I just let the guy do what he does. And the reason why is because they're graphic designers. They are
Yeah.
creative. I'm
Yeah.
not that creative. You're not that creative. I mean, we might be pretty creative, but we don't graphic design.
No.
And so what I do is I just stay out of their way. Now I have like 4 or 5 different options to look at. And I've changed them every time. It's not like it's like, oh, boom, that's it. It's not necessarily that. But when you have something to work off of, now you know what to tweak. And so
Oh
I've
yeah,
always gotten better results by letting them do their job. I mean, it's like you're not going to let a homeowner tell you how to put hangers in and, what to do when it comes to installing gutters.
that
He's
makes
going to
sense.
get a better result letting you do what you do. And so that's kind of what I do is I try to stay out of the way. Obviously you got to let them know what your brand is and what you're trying to accomplish, but don't try
Mhm.
to tell them too much about what to do. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Um, and you want to nail that look and you want to get opinions. You might have it and you might be like, oh yeah, I love this. And then you send it to 10 people and 9 people hate it.
Perfect.
You
Yeah,
know?
very
So,
true.
so that's another thing. Like, don't just move on it. Take a little bit of time, show people, get feedback. Um, and that's kind of like that's always how I've kind of, you know, gotten a good look.
Approach that. I
Yeah.
think that yeah, that's perfect. Your guys's logo is going to be your nonverbal way to communicate with the customers. So if it's up to the logo only, what does it say about you? We could look at the Brothers Gutters logo, which has obviously done
It says a
fantastic.
lot. Just
It it,
that,
it tells you about two brothers. It shows them in matching uniforms. They're well kept. They're the cartoon look, right? So people love that over the past couple decades in the future. Their hair's, got some stuff. And then the way it's got the outline around it, it just speaks professionalism. So when you guys are looking for your logo, maybe also just be aware, are you the logo guy? Should you be making the decision? Now, of course, it's your company. You want to fall in love with it. You don't want to be like somebody out in a rural area, like where you're serving all farmers or something, and have like this crazy cityscape logo that
yeah.
might not be attractive to them. But so know your area too, for
I'm
sure.
actually not too personally into the house logos. I feel like
Mhm.
every industry is a house logo. Like
Yeah,
like it's I don't know. You got to somehow show its gutters to me to make it a good logo.
yeah,
Maybe a house is involved, but I feel like so many times it's just a house and it could be a logo that's a home improvement company, a roofing company, a side. You really can't tell because it's just a house. So I always try to like differentiate myself a little bit on the logo and not do the same thing everybody else is doing,
that's true. No, that's definitely true.
you know.
What about like on the vehicles? I mean, should they be having a wrap on everything, or is it okay to just have one truck wrapped and then none of your sales trucks? Like, what's your opinion on that?
Well, they say no sign is a sign of going out of business. So you're
Maybe.
not doing anything not having a sign.
Okay.
Maybe you won't go out of business. You got other forms of marketing. But I
Yeah.
think that wrapping your vehicle, especially if you do it right, it's going to grab more attention than any other piece of marketing you have. You have these vehicles out there. You might have several out there every single day, and you're only going to really pay for that once. Maybe in 4 or 5 years, you got to touch it up and redo it. The sun got to it. There's ways to take care of it. There's conditioning that you're really supposed to put on it. When you have a
Mm-hmm.
nice wrap, pretty much no one takes care of them, but you are supposed to condition it. So you could get more life out of it. But it's like you buy it, it's 4 grand. You're not paying anything again over the course of probably 5 years. So, let's call it 4 years. So that's, you know, yeah, man, it's $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
How many jobs are you gonna get for that cheap? I mean, I used to track my calls from my vehicles that had a different number on it that would forward
Yeah.
over,
Yeah.
and you get calls, and you get them on
Yeah.
a consistent basis. I think I was getting like 5 to 10 a month, maybe
Yeah. We
at times.
definitely. We ask people all the time, "How'd you hear about us?" They're like, "We saw your truck on the freeway, at the gas station, at the grocery store parking lot, turning left, turning right, in the neighborhood, at the school, like nonstop." I think right now too, and one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I don't know, eight, nine, 10 logos running around the city. We only been in there a couple years. So by the
Yeah.
time it's been 10 or 15 years, I mean, it could be 15, 20 vehicles, 30 vehicles, who knows?
Yeah,
All
people
completely
see it everywhere. And that's
yeah,
part of the branding because you know, you have to see something. They used to say 7 times. It probably takes more of our attention now for something to stick. It used to be 7. It's probably like
Yeah.
14 now.
We see too much
You
information.
see too much shit. All the shorts, all the little reels, like everything's quick gratification. So we're seeing things a lot more now. It probably takes longer to stick. I feel like I heard that somewhere. But nonetheless, it takes plenty of times of someone seeing you over and over and over again before they remember you. So like, why would you not wrap your vehicles? They're going to see you
Yeah.
over and over again. They're not going to see you over and over again from your website because they're not searching you every day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're smart, you'll have a remarketing tool on there so that if they do search you, they'll see you more.
Yep.
But you're not gonna, what other piece of marketing is gonna have people see repetitively without spending a ton of money?
No, I think the
ones.
vehicle wrap is 100% the best investment, 100%. Outside of like wearing the logo and sending people and high traffic, whether it's the guys wearing them on the weekends, a lot of the guys wear the stuff on the weekends too, especially if you get them some cool stuff. So there's another idea right there. And I've always done that as a clothing guy. I've just asked guys what, like, either I pay attention to what they like if they're a sports guy, a soccer guy, a jersey guy, maybe I'll make up some type of jersey for them and I'll put the Brothers Gutters on there or the other companies. When I was working there, I mean, I've been doing the clothes for so long, and I give these to the guys, even when I wasn't in management. Like even if I was just their coworker, like every place I've worked, I believed in, or I didn't really work there. I wasn't going to work there, especially in the more recent years. Like if I'm working for you, I believe in it. Let's wear this stuff all the time. So that's huge. And I'll tell you how to do it without just giving away shirts. Have review competitions, have upselling competitions, have a safety driving record, being safe, have no accidents on the job or on the road, things like that. Have competitions and give these guys like a couple of nice polos with your company logo on them. That way they can wear them to their son's basketball game, football game, baseball game, to church, parent teacher conference, whatever it is. Why not give them something to wear to continue representing your company everywhere they go? And just ask them,
Another
hey, do you
thing,
want a
like,
collar shirt or a workout, a gym shirt or a wife beater or whatever?
for instance, this shirt, right? The Gutter Girl shirt.
Yeah.
What's it say on the back?
Ask about the summit, right?
Right. Get conversation going. You can put ask about gutters.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's not just a shirt, it's a conversation piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very true. So that, and then you can, immediately hit them with your business card. You should always have your business cards with you. And for you guys, I don't have it right here, but anybody that knows me, I have a high-tech wallet thing, but I just push this little button and my cards come out, but I always have my dot card. So that's another conversation piece. Someone's like, oh, you do gutters? Yeah. And I can tap or they can scan. That lets them know, like, I'm moving with the times. We're a high-tech company, blah, blah, blah. It's got the nice logo on there. When I tap, it's going to go right to Brothers Gutters or Gutter Growth, depending on who I'm speaking to, because I can make the instantaneous change as well with those. So stay hip, stay in the times, understand that if you're trying to scale, your logo really matters. And keep your
Don't use
guys
paper estimates.
Yeah. Put the logo on there if you're using it. But listen, get rid of the paper estimate. We'll teach you a very quick trick right now. Just the simplest one possible for you people that don't want to get rid of your paper. Okay, take your piece of paper, your little paper estimate, make sure it's got a nice logo on it, and then take your iPad and take a picture of it. Now save it. Okay. Now you don't need any more paper. You can still have your little pen in your tablet. I mean, you got to step up into the future sometime, and you're still writing on that same piece of paper, just on a screen. Now you don't have to keep that log, and you can email or text immediately your estimate. Just a really simple way for you to.
And you know what it is? A lot of them feel like, well, how do I do the drawing? Well, you still do a drawing. That's what you do. I still did a drawing. I had a graph paper. I drew it out. I took a nice picture of it. I cropped the picture so you only see my nice drawing. If the drawing was too dark, I lightened it. You could go in there and lighten it up. Now it looks nice and white again on the background. Take that, crop it to your CRM. The customer sees it now. They have the map, you have the map, everybody has the map.
Yeah, it's definitely a part of the contract now as well, too, right? So that's the same way I did it. I had a piece of graph paper, my little ruler. If I didn't have my ruler, I used the edge of my business
I mean,
card.
you could do it in a program. There's programs
Yeah,
for that. You could roll it out in
yeah.
a program, but that's
Like, well,
just
now we do. We do, we use ArcSight, right? So I mean, this thing draws straight lines for you, all that. But there's good notes on your app. Like, so listen, there's ways to get away from the paper diagram. And reach out to us at guttergrowth.com. Schedule an appointment to talk with me or Tim and find out what other tricks and treats we got for you in the coaching program and as well as the mastermind classes. So a lot of our guys like have some pretty cool brands where they're seeing them step them up. And in particular, just because why not? And we know Tom Anthony did not get his supercharger miles, but Bubba went from, beautiful big truck. I think you and him have the exact same truck.
yep.
Gorgeous, gorgeous trucks, and went and kind of rebranded, right? And did this really flashy, nice, I don't even know what it's called, lightning-ish logo, and he threw it on the new trailer and that Tesla. And this guy's driving around Nacogdoches, which is very rural, catching all the eyes. All the eyes. You imagine that thing coming through that area, an hour
Yeah.
and a half,
It
2 hours
stands
drive
out.
in the
Stands
middle of
out.
nowhere. Yeah. He's gonna get all he's getting all the business. And he just hit record number last month. Literally the month after he put that little dog and pony show together, he goes out and closes the most he's ever done. And not only closes, actually installs it too.
Yep.
I mean, he's just a gentleman that's doing all the right things right now to grow his business, and he locked in immediately on that branding. I'm proud of him for that, because
Yeah,
that's
he's
that's
doing
how you do
great.
it. And there's other guys that are doing fabulous as well too.
I never really you don't really notice it how many times you actually drive by people you know. Because if you
Yeah,
don't have a vehicle that stands out, you're driving by them all the time and you never see them.
yeah,
You
very
get a
true.
nice wrap, and people are going to say, I see you everywhere. Of course you do. you know?
Because I'm out here working.
Yeah. But you realize how many times you really drive by people you know. Like, I wonder how many times you pass someone that you know and you don't know it. But you get a wrap, they're going to know it every time. And that's going to be part of people seeing you everywhere.
Uh,
And, you'll have a brand because people will recognize you. You don't have a brand if people don't recognize you.
right. You're just a company, and not to mention, like, okay, hypothetically, no customer sees you driving around your city, but like maybe the mayor or the chief of police or the fire department guy or just somebody that just heard someone say the other day that they needed gutters, and they always see you. And then the next time they hear that person go, oh man, I need gutters on my house. He's like, oh, that's what it was, man. Brothers that just do gutters. I keep seeing their dang trucks. You should call them.
Yep.
Now he's advertising for you, and the brothers truck wasn't even in the room.
Right. You're top of mind. They remember you.
Line. Like, I can't stop seeing these daggum trucks everywhere.
I mean, people might not be thinking about gutters every day, but when they
Yeah.
need it, they're going to remember your truck.
Mm-hmm.
Or it might not even be that. They might go online and now they'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen this company before.
Yeah, there's something familiar about it, and so they're gonna feel safe right off the
Mhm.
jump. All right, and then lastly, signs, right? So I think, isn't the recommendation nowadays to, like, don't put your logo or anything on your sign, just make it look as, like, just standard as possible and stick it out
I
there,
have two different methods for it. I don't think it's a one size all.
right?
If it's a bandit sign that you're just putting out on the streets, I think you're better off just putting seamless gutters and a number,
Okay.
or whatever service you're doing in the number, because that way they only see it. That's all they
Yep.
see. They see it. They're able to see it, because half the problem with a street sign is not being able to see it.
Right.
So let's not make it hard for them to see. Let's make it very easy. Now, I think that, like, if you're in a neighborhood and you're doing work and you're in a nice house, you ought to have a branded sign. People are in the neighborhood, they're kind of driving by slow, they're nosy, they want to know what their neighbors are doing. They see their neighbor just got gutters, they see this sign, and that one I would have branded, so that way you're branding yourself for that community. Doing it on a street sign, it's just, is it branding? Yes, but guess what? If no one sees it, it's just less calls. Yeah, that's nice.
Smart idea, right?
Yeah.
Freaking baby. Branding all day. So like, and everybody can't get this. This is a Brothers Gutters thing. You want to know how to get your name on here, you can reach out to me, but it's not cheap. But here we come. I believe they're on the way, and you already know.
That's
Boom,
much
boom.
better than having a strap or something put, I've seen different methods.
Yeah,
Or having your name on it.
that Guttergate logo is fire, man.
That's
You're gonna have
fire.
that on like 100 or 4 million houses across the country with that thing down there.
How many houses are you selling that on, or how many jobs a week? Do most jobs get it, or?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing with a couple different ideas right now, but I can tell you the way it's gonna go. It's just gonna be I mean, I always speak really freely. If it's me and I owned the entire franchise, I'd say that got to go on every single house. You don't even got to charge for them. Just I want that thing on every single full wrap job you do or front. I mean, there's some type of whatever makes sense, right? Just the branding is going to be out of this world with having that thing on houses all across the planet. And we're starting off. We charge for them. They're $25 to the customer, and I mean, they're selling. We're the sales guys understand the value of it now. It took a
So
little bit, right?
what's the technique behind it? They sell the job after the job's sold, then they hand it to them, or like what? How
Yeah.
are they
You know
selling it?
what? Let me tell you a technique because I'm doing ride-alongs and it's all over my calendar right now. I'm doing ride-alongs again. So I'll just give you the 30-second spiel about what I do. So I have these little 2x3 ones that we just had to order some for some silly job that we had existing. So I'm riding with Randy the other day, and you might have saw some of my shorts on my story. I was talking with him about all those brand new condos that are done with the gutters. Anyway, I was out there to help him with some techniques. And I told him basically when he comes to the door, he's gonna knock, boom, 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 step back. Hey, I'm Randy with the brothers that just do gutters. How you doing today? Whatever, he's comfortable saying, cool. How did you hear about us? Oh, the Google reviews. Cool. Would you mind stepping out with me and let's take a look at why I'm here so I can create a solution for you? As soon as they engage and take that first step, just hand this to them and put it in their hand. Okay. I don't want to go too deep into it, but there's something about somebody playing with something while being educated at the same time that gets rid of a lot of anxiety, even if they're going through
Like a
depression.
fidget.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
used to hand out when I was in Florida, dude. I used to hand out fidget spinners. Corey or somebody hooked me up with a guy that was selling me fidget spinners for like, I don't know, 50 cents or something. And I bought like 2 boxes of 1,000. I had them in the back of my Cadillac, and I just
Yeah.
have a couple in my pocket, and I'd hand them to the customer. So anyway, I hand this to the customer. Sometimes they say, "Oh, what's that?" And I say, "It's a safety feature. I'll tell you about it in a minute." They're playing with the thing. Just tell me what it is. All right, look. So no one else has this. Pay attention. You're not going to find them anywhere else. And then here comes one of their kids or dogs flying around the corner, and you're like, well, they're not going to get hurt first thing. Or you notice the downspout's been weed whipped 100 times, whatever it may be. So yeah, just figure out a way to brand. Have a cool. Somebody handed me a business card the other day. It was overkill, but the business card was amazing. It was like, one of those metalish ones or something.
You remember it though, don't you?
I know. And I have it somewhere because I'm going to do business with the guy. His approach was fabulous. He was at HEB. Matter of fact, I had my shirt on. He said, "Oh, brothers, man, that's a cool logo." Boom. We start talking. I was like, "What do you do?" Um, some air conditioning. And I was getting some stuff done on my air conditioning. So his card and his demeanor, he had a clean outfit on. It was nice. I'm going to do business with this guy.
Yep.
That's how I personally do business. Like if you pull up, I'm not going to say you can't pull up in an older vehicle with a magnet on the side. And if I have a connection with you, I'm going to have a connection with you. But that's me personally. That's not how the whole world buys. And people are judging more and more people are paying a lot of money for home repairs and living above their means. And so they're skirting home repairs till last minute. And then it becomes like battle of the numbers. We try not to play those games. We play battle of the brand.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if you have a high-end brand and you look, you know, like you've been in business 20 years, even if you've only been in business 6 months. You know, that's
Mhm.
what a branding could do for you. So I mean, if you have that trust pre-built, they will spend more money. People want to go with who they're comfortable with. It's not just
Absolutely.
about saving money
No.
at all.
I think we touched on all topics. Just, I mean, have your guys looking sharp, have your trucks looking sharp, like have the proper vision behind your brand so you can stand by it and feel comfortable. Remember, go support your local football, baseball, soccer team. Get them to throw your logo on those little towels they hand out at the games or something.
You might have a bad brand and you might have to rebrand, or you just might have a cheap look where it looks like
Yeah.
you're a cheap company. So I
I'll tell you
mean,
what. Let's do this, Tim. I'm going to speak for me and Tim. If you want, message on Facebook or Instagram. You can message the business profile if that's the only thing you can find, or Tim Crouch or Grant Hubbard. Send me or Tim your brand. We'll give you our opinion, right?
I'll tell you the truth. You
We'll
might
have a
not
little
like it.
conversation around it. And if it's badass, and maybe we just end up making a new acquaintance or a friend in the gutter business, we'd love to have that. If it's crap, I mean, we're not here to hurt your feelings or something. We'll just say, nah, I'm not really digging it. And maybe we could end up, finding a way to help you out with your branding or something.
Because you know it's a short-term pain to have to change that, or it's an expense, or it's a cost. But if it's hurting you, if your brand's hurting you, you need to
Yeah.
fix it, you know.
Yeah. Peel that Band-Aid off. Hey, you guys, go like and subscribe. Okay, don't even like if you don't want to. That's fine. We'll take the subscribe.
Well, you know why Grant's even saying this? You know, because we track our KPIs.
Yeah, we
And
do. We know our numbers.
like 60% of our watchers aren't even subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you're watching us, hit that subscribe button.
Just go push it just one time. Here's what that's going to do for you, though. It's going to keep you up to date. Me and Tim are always talking about something good. Tim and his guest, me and my guest, we're always got something for you. The little notification just lets you know there's a new one out. That way you can, listen to it on the way to that sale or to work or on the way home if you so choose. We
Or you can
appreciate
catch some of our
everybody's support.
shorts. Every video we chop up into about 10 shorts. If you don't have time
Mhm.
to watch the whole podcast, you can still get some snippets, some good
Don't get the
information
snippet.
out there.
Absolutely. Hey,
So,
Tim, it was good to see you as always. I'm going to actually get to see you again in a couple weeks. I'm really excited. We're going to take a vacation.
yeah, I'm excited. Get out on the boat.
Hey, guys, also feel free to ask us about the summit coming up. Have a good one.